The U.S. military iceberg is like an unseen mountain, with its top showing what we know about the military, like its branches and missions. But below the surface, there's a lot more: secret operations, mysterious experiments, and strange stories that most people don't know. Let's explore the layers together and discover what's hidden beneath the surface of the U.S. military. But before we do, I would like to ask you to help us hit 1,000 subscribers before the year ends. It is a simple goal, but it really means a lot to us. Let's start with the tip of the iceberg facts. Defense budget. The United States allocates an immense sum of money to its defense budget, surpassing the combined expenditures of several top spending countries worldwide. Annually, this budget exceeds $700 billion, encompassing various aspects such as personnel salaries, equipment procurement, research, development, and maintenance. It constitutes a significant portion of the federal budget, highlighting the nation's commitment to military prowess and national security. The U.S. defense budget allows for the modernization of military capabilities, fostering innovation in areas like cybersecurity, space exploration, and advanced weaponry systems. While ensuring military readiness and technological superiority, debates often arise regarding the allocation of such massive funds and the balance between defense spending and other domestic needs. Active personnel size. The U.S. military boasts a sizable force, comprising approximately 1.4 million active duty personnel spread across its Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Space Force. Additionally, over 800,000 Reserve and National Guard members strengthen the military's capacity for rapid deployment and extended operations. This expansive manpower allows for a broad spectrum of missions, from combat operations to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief efforts, both domestically and abroad. The recruitment and retention of a highly trained and diverse workforce are vital to maintaining the military's readiness and global presence. Prominent conflicts. The United States has historically participated in pivotal conflicts that have shaped global politics and its military strategy. From World War II, where it played a decisive role in ending the war, to the Vietnam War, Gulf War, and ongoing operations in Afghanistan and Iraq, these engagements showcase the nation's interventionist approach to global security. These conflicts have not only demonstrated the military's capabilities, but have also raised debates about the justification, outcomes, and long-term impacts of such interventions on geopolitical landscapes and international relations. Technological superiority. The U.S. military remains at the forefront of technological advancements in defense. It invests heavily in research and development to maintain an edge in warfare capabilities. Advanced technologies such as stealth aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, precision-guided munitions, cybersecurity systems, and artificial intelligence applications contribute significantly to the military's effectiveness. These innovations provide strategic advantages in combat scenarios, intelligence gathering, and global situational awareness, ensuring a competitive edge over adversaries. Nuclear arsenal. As one of the world's leading nuclear powers, the United States possesses an extensive nuclear arsenal consisting of various delivery systems and warheads. With a stockpile of over 5,500 nuclear warheads, it maintains a credible nuclear deterrence posture. The concept of nuclear deterrence aims to dissuade adversaries from initiating a nuclear attack by maintaining a robust and survivable nuclear capability. This strategy relies on the principle of mutually assured destruction, or MAD, wherein the certainty of a devastating response deters potential adversaries. The maintenance, security, and modernization of this nuclear arsenal remain crucial elements of the country's defense policy and international security commitments. Joint military exercises. The U.S. regularly conducts joint military exercises with allied nations worldwide to strengthen military alliances and enhance interoperability. These exercises, such as the annual RIMPACO or the Rim of the Pacific exercise in the Pacific Ocean and NATO-led drills in Europe, involve coordinated training scenarios, including maritime, land, air, and cyber operations. The primary objectives include improving communication, coordination, and cooperation among partner nations, fostering mutual understanding of operational tactics, and showcasing collective defense capabilities. These joint exercises serve as tangible demonstrations of commitment to regional security and stability. contributing to deterrence against potential adversaries while reinforcing diplomatic ties and strategic partnerships. Let's dive to the depths of the iceberg. Global presence. The U.S. military maintains a widespread global presence through a network of military bases and installations in various countries worldwide. These bases serve strategic purposes such as forward deployment, intelligence gathering, logistics support, and rapid response to emerging threats. Regions like Europe, the Asia-Pacific, and the Middle East host a significant number of these installations, enabling the U.S. to project power, deter potential adversaries, and support regional allies. The presence of these bases has been both welcomed for security reasons by some countries and criticized for sovereignty concerns by others, leading to debates about the extent and necessity of such a global footprint. For example, the presence of U.S. military bases in ASEAN, or Association of Southeast Asian Nations countries, has been a point of contention in the broader geopolitical landscape, particularly concerning China's perspectives and actions in the region. However, attributing China's aggression solely to the presence of U.S. bases in ASEAN countries oversimplifies the complex factors influencing China's behavior. Meanwhile, the presence of U.S. forces in South Korea has been a critical factor in the geopolitics of the Korean Peninsula. North Korea's antagonistic stance toward the U.S. has partly been fueled by the U.S. military presence in South Korea, leading to ongoing tensions and periodic escalations in the region. These situations echo the same geopolitical concerns, especially in the heavily involved Middle Eastern countries. Alliances and treaties. The United States is a linchpin member of defense alliances, such as NATO or the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the ANZUS or the Australia-New Zealand United States Security Treaty, and numerous bilateral defense treaties worldwide. These alliances and agreements aim to promote collective defense, mutual security cooperation, and deterrence against common threats. Through these partnerships, the U.S. strengthens diplomatic ties, shares intelligence, conducts joint military exercises, and provides mutual defense assurances, fostering stability and security in different regions. However, there are several conspiracies behind the drive of the United States to form multiple treaties with other countries. One of them is global homogeny, where it was indicated that the United States uses treaties and alliances to exert control over other nations and their resources. Through its military force, the United States has often utilized trade agreements such as NAFTA, or the North American Free Trade Agreement, and the proposed TPP, or Trans-Pacific Partnership, to shape global economic policies in ways that benefit its own industries and businesses. These agreements are sometimes criticized for being instruments of U.S. economic dominance. Special Operations Forces. Elite units like the Navy SEALs, Delta Force, Rangers, and Special Forces form the backbone of the U.S. military's special operations capabilities. These highly trained and specialized units are adept at executing covert, high-risk missions, including counterterrorism, hostage rescue, reconnaissance, and unconventional warfare. One classified example is Operation Neptune Spear, which is led by the Navy SEAL Team 6 in Abbottabad, Pakistan. This one resulted in the death of Osama bin Laden. But sometimes, the nature of these operations is clouded in mystery. Many tout that these clandestine engagements don't usually follow the standard procedures, often employing excessive force or non-ethical means to achieve their objectives. Defense industry influence. The symbiotic relationship between the U.S. government and the defense industry plays a pivotal role in shaping military capabilities. The defense industry, comprised of major corporations like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, and Northrop Grumman, collaborates with the government in developing and supplying advanced weapons systems, aircraft, cybersecurity solutions, and technological innovations. However, there are some concerns about the symbiotic relationship between the U.S. armed forces and these third-party contractors. One of the most notable theories, popularized by President Dwight D. Eisenhower in his farewell address in 1961, suggests that a powerful alliance between the military establishment and defense contractors yields excessive influence over government policies and decisions. Critics argue that this influence might steer the nation toward unnecessary conflicts or increased defense spending for profit motives. This is also the theory that speculates that the US government is engaged in creating proxy wars in other countries to drive more military-related profits and expenditures. Now let's go to the bottommost layer of the iceberg. Unacknowledged special operations. Allegations persist regarding clandestine operations undertaken by the US military and intelligence agencies, kept secret from the public eye. An example is the Iran-Contra affair in the 1980s, where covert operations were conducted to circumvent congressional restrictions on supporting the Nicaraguan Contras. This revelation raised questions about the government's adherence to democratic oversight and transparency. Theories abound regarding undisclosed interventions in global conflicts, covert regime changes, or clandestine support to rebel groups. The existence of undisclosed missions poses ethical dilemmas regarding the government's responsibility to inform the public versus national security imperatives. Psychological experiments and mind control. The MK-Ultra project, revealed in the 1970s, remains a haunting example of covert experimentation. Its goal was to explore mind control techniques using drugs, hypnosis, and psychological manipulation. The case of Frank Olson, a scientist whose death was linked to LSD administration during MK-Ultra experiments, brought attention to the ethical implications of such programs. Theories speculate about the program's broader reach, including potential long-term effects on unwitting subjects and the possible continuation of similar covert experiments. Covert technology. This one encompasses clandestine advancements in military technology. The F-117 Nighthawk's public reveal in 1988 highlighted stealth capabilities nurtured in secrecy. Speculation revolves around the Aurora project, theorized to develop hypersonic aircraft. Sightings of stealth UAVs like the RQ-170 Sentinel hint at further undisclosed advancements in unmanned aerial vehicles. Theoretical strides in propulsion, including patents referencing anti-gravity or exotic energy sources, fuel speculation about hidden experiments. Deliberate misinformation tactics confound genuine progress, complicating the differentiation between actual developments and strategic deception. Occasional transitions of covert projects into the public sphere, such as the SR-71 Blackbird, offer rare insights into previously concealed military innovations. Black budget programs and secret projects. Black budget programs refer to classified projects funded outside traditional budgetary oversight, often associated with advanced technology and covert operations. The existence of these programs was confirmed by figures like Senator Harry Reid, who disclosed the Pentagon's covert UFO research program, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, or AATIP. Additionally, projects such as the B-2 Spirit bomber and the development of stealth technology, initially veiled in secrecy, exemplify these initiatives' hidden nature. The National Reconnaissance Office conducted classified satellite programs, like the KH-11 Kennan, revealing the substantial investment and technological advancements shielded from public knowledge for extended periods. The lack of transparency raises ethical concerns about unchecked government spending and the potential societal impact of classified breakthroughs. While some information surfaces over time, the full extent and implications of these black budget programs remain elusive, sparking ongoing debates about transparency, accountability, and the undisclosed capabilities of these secret projects. Deeply classified intelligence operations. The U.S. military is thought to engage in numerous covert endeavors, targeting global surveillance and intelligence gathering. The reported existence of programs like Echelon, a signals intelligence network allegedly involving multiple countries, including the U.S. and its allies, suggests extensive interception and analysis of global communications. Although specific details are scarce, whistleblower revelations, such as Edward Snowden's disclosures about NSA surveillance programs, hint at the extent of clandestine intelligence activities. These activities are typically carried out by intelligence agencies like the CIA, NSA, DIA, and others, often in collaboration with international partners. The most notorious is probably the Stuxnet, which is widely believed to be a joint cyber operation by the United States and Israel. Stuxnet was a sophisticated computer worm discovered in 2010. It targeted Iran's nuclear program, specifically its uranium enrichment facilities, by sabotaging industrial control systems. Stuxnet was designed to damage centrifuges used in Iran's nuclear program, showcasing the potential of cyber attacks to disrupt critical infrastructure. Alleged supernatural and paranormal investigations. Even if you don't believe in the supernatural, the U.S. military does. You see, military circles encompass a spectrum of inexplicable phenomena extending beyond extraterrestrial encounters. While details of investigations remain elusive due to their classified nature, several initiatives and incidents suggest the military's interest in exploring these occurrences. Reports from military bases worldwide detail ghostly apparitions, unexplained sounds, and inexplicable phenomena challenging conventional explanations. Encounters like the White Lady of Raynham Hall in England have been associated with military personnel reporting eerie sightings within the premises. During wartime, soldiers have reported inexplicable events in remote areas or on battlefields. The mysterious Foo Fighters phenomenon during World War II, where pilots encountered unidentified aerial objects, remains an enigma. Behind the scenes, initiatives such as Project Stargate, a CIA-sponsored program exploring psychic phenomena for intelligence purposes, hint at military interest in unconventional studies. Moreover, disclosures like the Defense Intelligence Agency's UFO investigations under AATIP indicate a focus on unexplained aerial encounters, some involving military personnel. While concrete public information on specific investigations might be scarce due to secrecy, sporadic disclosures and leaked information hint at the military's involvement in exploring these phenomena. Now let's head to the deepest layer. Project SHAD, or Shipboard Hazard and Defense. During the 1960s and 70s, the U.S. military conducted Project SHAD to assess the effectiveness of shipboard detection and defense systems against chemical and biological warfare threats. However, what made this project controversial was the use of live chemical and biological agents in some tests without full disclosure to the participating military personnel. Declassified documents and reports confirmed that hundreds of Navy and Army personnel were involved in these tests, unknowingly exposed to hazardous agents such as VX nerve gas and bacteria like E. coli and Bacillus globigi. The soldiers believed they were participating in routine training exercises. Decades later, in 2002, the Department of Defense finally acknowledged Project SHAD and released information about these tests. It sparked public outcry and raised ethical concerns regarding informed consent and the potential health impacts on the veterans involved. Subsequent investigations and interviews with affected veterans revealed health issues possibly linked to their exposure during Project SHAD. This revelation led to increased scrutiny of military testing protocols and sparked discussions about the duty of care owed by the military to its personnel, emphasizing the importance of informed consent and ethical considerations in such experiments. The Red House Report. The Red House Report refers to an alleged document dating back to 1944, reportedly detailing a secret meeting between high-ranking Nazi officials and prominent industrialists at the Maison Rouge Hotel in Strasbourg. This document's existence has been a subject of debate and speculation, as no authenticated copies have surfaced publicly. The supposed meeting discussed post-war technological advancements, including aerospace technology and scientific research. Allegedly, the Nazis presented information on their technological progress, seeking support and collaboration from industrialists. While no concrete evidence validates the report's authenticity, some historical accounts suggest that Nazi Germany was indeed involved in advanced scientific research, particularly in fields like rocketry and jet propulsion. An example would be the Nazi Germany's V-2 rocket program under Wernher von Braun. It is a well-documented program that made the V-2 rocket the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile and laid the groundwork for future space exploration technology. After the war, the U.S. recruited German scientists through Operation Paperclip, acknowledging their expertise in scientific research, particularly in areas like rocketry and aeronautics. Many of these scientists made significant contributions to America's space and defense programs. The Dugway sheep incident. Back in 1968, something mysterious happened near the Dugway Proving Ground in Utah, a place where the military did their secret tests. A bunch of sheep, thousands of them, suddenly died. The Army said it was an accident from a nerve gas test they were doing, but some folks weren't so sure. They thought something else might have happened. See, the nerve gas explanation left questions. Some wondered if it was really an accident or if it was on purpose. Others whispered about chemicals that could have gotten out during the test. People speculated about how it might have affected the sheep and the environment. The weirdest thing? It stayed a bit of a mystery. Some thought there might be more to the story that the government wasn't saying. It made folks uneasy, not knowing for sure what went down and what it meant for the area. The incident got folks talking about what really goes on in those secret military places and whether they should know more about it. Operation Big Buzz. Operation Big Buzz was a series of tests conducted by the U.S. military in the 1950s, specifically in 1955, to assess the feasibility of using mosquitoes as potential carriers of biological warfare agents. The operation aimed to investigate the dispersal of disease-carrying insects and assess their effectiveness as vectors for biological weapons in case of enemy attacks. During these tests, over 1 million uninfected mosquitoes were released in various areas, including states like Georgia and Florida, to study their flight range and ability to survive in different environments. The mosquitoes were not infected with diseases harmful to humans, but were part of research into using insects as potential biological warfare agents. Operation Big Buzz was a precursor to later experiments exploring the use of insects as carriers for biological weapons. Following Operation Big Buzz, Operation Dropkick expanded upon the concept by testing the dispersal of yellow fever mosquitoes, Aedes aegypti, over specific target areas. While these mosquitoes were not infected with disease agents, the experiment aimed to understand the potential spread and effectiveness of using insects as vectors for biological warfare. Project Bellwether in the 1960s also explored the use of insects, including mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks, as potential carriers for biological agents. It investigated methods to infect these insects with pathogens and assessed their behavior and capabilities for disseminating diseases in targeted areas. Silent sound spread spectrum. There is no verifiable evidence or documented information confirming that the U.S. military has conducted experiments similar to the speculative claims surrounding silent sound spread spectrum. This concept, which revolves around subliminal messaging or influencing human behavior through inaudible sound frequencies, largely remains within the realm of conspiracy theories and lacks credible substantiation from official sources or documented programs within the military. The U.S. military has engaged in various research endeavors exploring innovative technologies, including sound-based applications for communication, non-lethal crowd control, or directed energy. The U.S. military has utilized LRAD technology for communication and non-lethal crowd control. LRADs emit loud directional sound waves that can transmit messages or warnings over long distances. Meanwhile, the active denial system is a directed energy non-lethal weapon that uses millimeter wave directed energy to generate an intense heat sensation on the skin's surface, causing discomfort without permanent damage. However, these projects are distinct from the speculative claims about SSSS, which often involve unverified assertions and extreme theories related to mind control or subliminal manipulation. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to Beyond Life. I know doing these things is a chore, but with those little clicks, you can help our channel grow and allow us to produce more value-oriented content just like this. Allow us to earn your every subscription. That's it for now. Stay safe and see you in the next one.